I'm so happy to hear this conversation about a psychological shift. Just this whole, all these conversations are happening, and I feel like it's kind of culminated in this moment of like, all right, now it's not about, it is about how do we get support. It is about how do we support each other. It is about how do we actually have a process for change. And so one of the things that is always amazing to me, first, I'm a coach and consultant, and let me start saying this is not a pitch for my services, okay? But coaching is a process and a tool that is meant to address and to provide a process to answer these questions, to have that reflection, to have that sense of how do we support each other, to have the sense of what's the smart thing to do. It really is working with what you have to accomplish, to first clarify your goals and to accomplish what you want. So I was involved in this project called the Coaching and Philanthropy Project. And one of the things that I want to ask is that, this project was formed because of, the for-profit world kind of has this down. It's like, this is investing in people. If you are sitting one-to-one and you're talking with someone and you're really looking at what empowers you, what is balance for you? What are your goals? What does make sense in what you're doing? How can we work together? It's like that, the for-profit world has already figured that out, that does affect the bottom line. And it's like people stay, people feel empowered. And so the question, I guess, is that why don't I hear, it's something that can be so helpful to the nonprofit world, particularly the arts, because it's a creative process. And how to, I guess, I'm not totally sure if there's a question, but I guess one is, what, do you all know about it? Is it something that's needs more education around? And two, this doesn't have to be something that you need to pay people to do. It's actually something that you can be empowered to look it up. There's processes and tools and skills that you can learn with your employees and with your own personal jobs that can help you go through that process. And I just think that I'm just making a big pitch for it and just say I'm so thankful to hear like this idea of like it's going to be that shift.
Yeah, I was really struck when Alex said earlier about industry, including ours, although he didn't reference ours per se, is built on extraction. And our extraction has been out of people, right? I mean, that's the way that we've thought about this for all these years, is that we need to extract more out of people in order to accomplish this larger goal. And we're very idealistic about our larger goal, but in order to get it, we just have to, you need to work more hours for less pay and have, you can't afford a computer and all of this kind of stuff. So I think the idea of shifting the way we think about people, and it does start with your individual psychology, all you executive directors out there, because you're the ones that have to set this out for your entire organization. The individual psychology of we're not here to extract, we're here to provide opportunity, we're here to create. We are a creative organization, we are here to create. And in order to do that, we need the collective wisdom and blah, blah, blah of everybody, Now, what Mark raises a really good point, I think, about like, okay, that all sounds really great, Ken, but, rubber hits the road kind of thing. And then Alex says, like, there's no floor and there's no ceiling, and isn't that fabulous? And I am here to tell you that 90% of my organization, which is a very creative organization, finds no floor and no ceiling scary as shit. They are not interested in that moment. They want a floor, they want something. And I think there's, so where I'm with you on that, like, which is why it's can be contentious within my organization, I'm just keep wanting to throw off, pull the roof off and pull the rug out from under them, and they're like, stop the madness, So I think we have to find something that blends these two. We can't extract anymore from our employees. We can't demand and expect and really be martyrs to the cause. No, but nobody, I'm telling you, no one in my organization is eating Cheerios and getting paid $35,000 a year. And that is like an absolute commitment on my part and our organization's part. Everybody in my organization who's a full-time worker has paid health insurance. They contribute zero. We pay for it. So we can't extract anymore, but we can't also just pretend like that it's not, that people don't want health insurance, that they don't want a salary, that they don't want to know that they can have a life. So we have to figure that out. It's a very different model than what we've been used to.
Okay, very quickly. Because I think, Yesenia, the answer to your question about, so what are we doing about it and who is providing things to address this, I want to put a plug in. Many of you probably filled out a survey over the summer presented by the Center for Cultural Innovation. 1,200 people in California did, incidentally, and in a few weeks' time, or later this fall, we'll be able to share more detail about the results from that survey. But that survey was a prelude to offering grants to everybody in this room under the age of 35 who works with an arts and culture organization. And you can pursue those professional development grants of up to $1,000 for whatever you want to learn. Take the class at Compass Point, go to the annual conference of your field, get some coaching, all these kind of things that will help you come back to your office and contribute to that. Not to professionalize for the sake of becoming the world's best professional, but to professionalize for the sake of your own growth and the ability to contribute to whatever you find meaningful, whether that's your job, whether that's your community, whether it's an activist cause, whatever. We believe that that's an investment that pays off in multiple ways. So those grants, cciarts.org, Next Gen Grants. I'm sure Ebony and the San Francisco group will have information on their website and Facebook page, so you can pursue those grants. And that's something that's available. And to managers, this is something that we want to support at Hewlett and our partners at Irvine are doing, because we recognize that there are extremely difficult trade-offs in your budgeting, and professional development, if you had it in the budget at all, is something that's come under great scrutiny. And you can make the case that that's the last thing you should cut, especially when you're cutting staff and asking people left to do more and to do things they haven't learned how to do, which means you're going to have people go write the budget, but I'm the education programmer. Well, you'll figure it out. It's like, yeah, might not be such a great budget. You know, what's the true cost there? So we think that there's value all the way around, and certainly for us as grant general operating support funders for these organizations. So that's something I just wanted to get a pitch in.